Hello everyone, and there's a bit of a backlash of the sound coming from the back. Hi guys, welcome. This is episode 9 of the DofE stream. I'm live here at Tom. How are you doing, Tom?
Hello everyone, I'm doing well.
Did you enjoy the our little week break from last week? Got up to much in that time?
Not particularly. Did a lot of video gaming, but that's been what I've been doing during lockdown really, so not really a change there.
Video gaming. Whilst everyone else is working, you video gaming. Unbelievable. Alright, cool. Well, this week we're in for a little bit of a treat because poor Tom has agreed to take in his selection of clothing, as we can see.
Yeah, Don walked into my house last night, nicked my wardrobe, so I'll get it back today. What I've done today is just brought in a selection of what I took on my gold DofE expedition. So this, just to give you a bit of background, this was an October expedition.
So relatively cold.
Which is a cold expedition, especially in Wales, where you're up in the mountains. So this is more of a cold weather sort of stuff, so you could have more layers here than you would normally want if you were just going around your local area for bronze, possibly even silver if you're doing it in the right sort of climate. But yeah, this is sort of like a cold weather scenario, what I'd bring and what I wouldn't bring.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, what Jake said before is definitely socks. So we've got some Bridgedale socks, but other brands are available if you can find any. But yeah, Bridgedale socks, they're like your main brand. What are they, about £11 to £15 depending on.
Yeah, you're talking no more than about 18 quid a max.
Yeah, so it really depends on the fitness. You can get lighter ones than these and you can get heavier ones. So that they just stop your feet from rubbing, stop you from getting blisters, keep your feet warm, keep your feet cool if you're in a hot climate. But yeah, these and your boots are probably your most important bit of equipment, just because they'll keep you moving and stop you from having pain.
Yeah, one thing I would say about socks is if you do suffer from blisters, which can be a more of a recurrent thing, is sometimes I found at times wearing 2 layers of socks just so it gives you that extra bit of protection, because at the end of the day, especially when you're walking, the moment you get that blister, it's a right old pain. It ruins the trip. So the moment you can feel rubbing, it makes more sense to have that second layer, because then it just goes between the socks and you're less likely to end up with an egg on your foot.
Yeah, and also you want to be looking at having blister plasters for if buts and maybes that you might get some blisters, then blister plasters, spare pairs of socks, all of that stuff. But yeah, socks, and don't just bring one pair, because if one gets wet, one gets sweaty. Don't bring enough socks for one each day. I would say anyway.
Personally, when I did mine, which was Swiss the Alps, it was all about being lightweight. So we had 2, one dry, one wet, and you had one dry, and as the other one you were wearing the other, vice versa for most of the gear. That's not too bad about socks. So we're going to work upwards, I think. So should we move on to trousers?
So trousers, these are mountain equipment trousers, but again, other brands are available. I think Jake likes crag hoppers. What sort of one are you?
I don't mind a good set of crag hoppers, but I've noticed I usually wear rab. The issue of rabs, they're always heavy. So they're always warm. No, if you're in the middle of summer, you just burn. It's just your legs. One thing with trousers, if you're going on to somewhere like Gold, or you're doing more of a cold weather, then having somewhere like either those or having a set of like leggings and long johns underneath is worth a lot.
Yes, I didn't bring a pair of long johns, but you do have the sort of underlayer t-shirt, under stuff.
So you've got your underlayer leggings as well. Because one thing we probably is going to happen this year is we're going to run more trips during the autumn period.
Yeah, especially with COVID and
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
so get ready to be cold, guys. It's going to be
What
chilly.
I found is with some of them, so you've got, this one has an inbuilt bell, but what you do want to watch out for, some of them are a bit naff, so they'll sort of cave in on themselves, so they'll do that sort of thing. And when your pack then goes on top of that, I ended up with really bad rubbing and really bad, like almost a gouge on the side of my leg just from where like my pack had been clamped against there. The other things that you'd want to look for is these ones are water resistant, so really if you want waterproof, you want to get those waterproof over trousers. Just put them on if you see it's going to end up raining quite a lot, but then it's got loads of pockets, you've got ones on the side here, ones on the back, and then you've got these zips on the legs, so if you need to take them off over boots or that sort of thing, then they're okay. And it's also got these like little buttonholes, so often on trousers they'll have something to keep them onto your boot. So these will go over the, I don't know what you call them, but the things that keep the laces on the side. Those little metal clasps, they go over them and hold your trouser down, so if you're going through grass or whatever, it helps stop them going sort of, it's a bit of protection before needing gaiters.
Yeah. One of the things I do, because like waterproof trousers, I don't like wearing waterproof trousers unless it's bucketing down. So I'm more of a fan of wearing the famous gaiter, which is basically a bit of protection just like your shin. Also it takes all the mud so you don't get the mess on your fin. So I do rather do that because a little bit of shower and I've got like shower proof. One thing I would say though is jeans are a no-no.
Yeah.
They get wet, they expand, and then it's not a nice experience when they shrink up.
And they get heavy.
Yeah.
They absorb so much water, jeans, so they get really heavy. And they might feel comfortable when you're walking around town, but when you happen to do big steps up onto rocks to get up a mountain, if you're on gold or even on silver, when you're starting to get that start of an incline, they just start to rub and aren't good.
So of course things do change, so today's more going to be focused on the walking aspects, but for a bronze person you don't need to spend out about the 60-70 quid set of trousers. A pair of crag hoppers are quite cool. You can also, for bronze, you can go in your tracksuit bottoms if you really want. I would not advise tracksuit bottoms walking in a gold scenario because
again they don't have the water resistance and they're not made for going.
And these dry flipping quick, which is amazing. That's one of the things I do love about having a decent set of trousers is how quick they dry. But for bronze it's okay. Same with paddling, is think about the gear you have to wear. You don't have to go in a wetsuit. The idea is you're not going to be in the water, you're paddling on the water. However, you need to be prepared for that fact that you could have an accident and fall in. So you have to be prepared to get wet if you are on a paddling expedition. So are we already on the legs?
Before we go off the legs, what would your opinion on shorts be?
Right, so shorts. So we've been, especially this year with the heat, when it's been on those hot days, I always used to go lighter trousers because of stinging nettles. However, nowadays I probably do go more shorts. However, you've got to be prepared if you are wearing shorts, potential of ticks, and then you are going to get caught up in brambles, and so you're more likely going to cut your legs.
Because I know when I did my silver, I wore a pair of shorts, and it sort of caused a bit of. Some leaders were for it, some are against.
If you can wear trousers, I always say just go for a light set trousers. But where shorts are concerned, it's a personal choice. Just be prepared that if you do get a tick, it's a pain to get out, and if it doesn't come out right, it usually results into a hospital appointment. So it's making the pros and cons of the scenario.
And if you're not in a place where ticks are, you've still got the likes of brambles and nettles as you mentioned. But some people don't mind them.
So we move on slightly
upwards. So
actually, before you go up, underwear. So one of the things is cotton. If you can try not to wear cotton in the heat. What we like to talk about and what you'll notice if you watch anything about materials is what's called wicking. So that's where we take perspiration and we go away. So one of the biggest things of holding is actually your underwear, because especially on the bottom half of the lad, it's cotton based.
Yeah.
So I've got a set of Rab merino wool, which it's warm in the winter, it's cool in the summer, but it absorbs and lets that sweat go through, so it's not, you're not dragging and pretty much holding a sponge for the whole of your trip.
And like you've got this as a polyester mix, so it's polyester and elastane, so like you'll very rarely find underclothes in sportswear that are cotton. Yeah, cotton's probably what you want to avoid, especially because if you get wet, cotton stays wet a lot.
Yeah.
Very easily. So
we move up from your trousers to your undershirt. So
as I said, the elastane mix. This is sort of just a ski wear one.
When would you wear an undershirt, just out of interest for yourself?
For myself, I tend not to wear them whilst actually walking. I did wear one once because it was particularly cold and I saw that on the weather forecast, but I tend to wear these when I'm sleeping, because sleeping bags at the price point that I was looking at for my gear were a bit bad.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're looking at the sub £100 range for sleeping bags, especially with the warmth for weight ratio. I definitely went towards weight.
Yeah.
So underwear was sort of worn while sleeping rather than anything else.
So one thing that will come and you guys need to learn is what's known as the layering system, and that is base, mid, and your outer. So how I usually do it is I have unless it's cold, but normally when we're doing DofE trips it's always been, is I'll have a base layer. That's usually, have you got a base layer top in there?
That sort of top?
Yeah, that will do. So a nice lightweight top, that's my base layer, so it's just a normal t-shirt. Then I have my mid, which is usually a thin jumper, and then I have my coat or my down jacket depending on the scenario.
Yeah, again, this one is a polyester nylon and elastane mix. So it's sort of got some stretch, but it'll wick anything away and it's very tough.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is you want something that lasts, but also sensible for being out. If it's nice, hot and sunny, think about, you've got to be prepared for UV as well. So wearing the correct type of clothing to try and give you that bit of protection. So that's t-shirts, it's pretty much the same again. Stay away from cotton.
Yeah, basically you're not,
if you can help it.
when you're camping, I know a lot of, or hiking, whatever, a lot of people go out and buy stuff to look good. So there are people that will go out and buy a matching coat to the top and all that stuff.
All the gear, no idea, as our mountain equipment man who's hiding behind the camera. Just everything mountain. I won't tell you who it is,
but yeah, all you want to do is, if you're just doing DofE, then like that is just a company called Zaki, which is sort of like a spin-off from Mountain Warehouse or whatever, but they do like activewear. But you don't have to spend a lot on stuff, so don't be fooled by the likes of mountain equipment that you need to go out and spend loads of money.
Okay. So we go from tops to...
Next we got tops, and then you got
the mid
section. So you've got here, this one's even branded, this is the DofE gilet that you'll have seen us all wearing.
Gilet, so posh.
Yeah, I pronounce it the posh way. So yeah, that will keep your torso warm but not your arms. So then you've also got the fleece.
Yep.
So you'll notice that my fleece there has got a hood. So I got one with a hood because it meant that I didn't need to bring a pillow.
Okay.
So what you do is you basically zip it up, fold the sleeves in so that they're like on top, and then you just roll it into the hood.
Oh, nice.
So therefore I saved on that, I can't get it back. Thank you. So yeah, I basically just rolled the main body of the fleece into the hood, and then you don't have to bring any pillows or anything. But you just got to be aware that you might get this wet. So you want to, if you are using it as your pillow, you do want to avoid getting it wet.
Yeah, no, that makes
Because that's
sense.
not fun.
Wet pillow. So wide. So your jumper's relatively thin. So why have you gone for a thin jumper compared to a nice thick fleece then, Tom?
So I went for this one, because price, just that's what you get for the sort of price, but also it's sort of when you've got a base layer and a hat and a gilet and a hoodie and then a coat on top, which we'll talk about later, you've got so many layers that you don't need big thick things, because the thicker they are, they get heavier.
Yeah.
So if you imagine your ski jacket, that will weigh loads more than one of them and one of them and one of them and one of them, and it won't keep you as warm because it doesn't trap as much air, so you're not being insulated as much as just layering up plenty of things. As you can see, that's that bit below.
So then we go into your what's known as the outer layer / coat.
Okay.
He's gone for a bright red one. It's always good to go for, if you can go bright colours, because it means you can be seen. Which I know I know when we were all kids, we all wanted to go for that nice dark colour, but when you're on the side of a mountain, you don't want to be in a dark colour if it goes wrong.
Yeah, so my group used to joke that I was the traffic cone of the group. But yeah, this is just a mountain warehouse. I think it was about £40.
Yeah.
So pretty basic. Love your coats, but it's a nice thick coat. I've seen people up on the mountain with quechua, like almost like poncho style coats, but when you're going up on the mountain, you really want something that's a bit more substantial.
So I've gone up with I used to own a creature. If you know what you're looking for that decathlon range, you can get decent gear out there. It's just don't go for the cheapest thing on the rack.
Don't go for the £4 coat to go up Snowdonia.
It was. I think mine was about 30 quid for one.
Like
pretty decent.
All my skiing gear's from quechua, so you can get some really good stuff from them. Yeah, you just want to know what you're looking for. If you're looking for stuff to last a long time, I probably wouldn't go decathlon area, but they can last a long time. But stuff like Mountain Warehouse is quite a good brand for.
Is this one what's the term I'm using for? Gore-Tex, thank you. See?
Gore-Tex. I don't think it is, but it kept me dry.
This is a big debate, and I've had this with a few guys that like going into the mountains. Is about the fight against Gore-Tex, because realistically, Gore-Tex is very nice because it's relatively breathable, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
If you rip it, it's game over.
Yeah.
So it's that sort of thing. You are talking on the higher end, so usually they're about you're looking at a few £100 for that sort of coat, whereas there are different types of.
Yeah. So this one is ISO dry.
Okay, so it's the in-house type.
I've had this on ski coats and all that. I've got ski jackets from these guys as well.
So
I can say they're waterproof as.
One of the things I like to test is the water test. If you spray water over it, it's to look at the beading. If it's beading, it means it's watertight. What you want to use though is to look after your coats. So there is a company called. We should be paid for doing half this sales plugging, but Nick Wax.
Yeah.
So you have the Tech Wash line. There's loads of different lines. That is very important. Don't just put it on, like especially coats in the washing machine on normal detergent. They need to go for a special wash.
Yeah. This one's getting to the point where it needs a treatment.
Yeah, and also clean your coat. So it's quite often when I've had people where they go, I need to reproof my coat. It's not the reproofing they need to do. They just need to wash the coat. So if you put it under with the Nick Wax detergent, that's usually just enough. Then I don't know. I do mine about every other year, to be honest. Then I'll reproof mine.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you keep it dry. Don't have it nice and wet and hold up because it does get mouldy.
Yeah.
So look after your equipment, and your equipment look after you. So we're going to go on now to the last two things. One of the things that people normally forget about is your nonce. This is
So this is me repping the local team.
Nice.
Hats, pretty obvious. So this would be a cool weather gear.
Yeah.
So you've got your woolen hats. Again, cotton is a no. But you could also get like polyester mixes for the hats and all sorts. But you've also got like Buff.
Buff are quite fantastic. I know Buff is a premium brand, if you like, and you can get them cheap, but they are definitely worth it if you can get yourself a Buff, which is basically a tube of material, but it's UV. It does even the thin ones, the the summer way, they do work at retaining heating on your head and protect. So I usually have mine around my neck because I keep getting bad sunburn, especially around that part. So just wearing a Buff is fantastic for that.
Yeah. So this, if you go up onto the mountain, you can have this over your head, and then you've got your hoods on both of your things. If you like me, and choose to go for a hood. I tend to not like hood, which is a bit strange because I've got everything. But yeah, I tend to just have them behind my head. But,
so then we go on to
so that's your hat,
gloves,
and then gloves. I've got a bit more of an upper brand. So these are steel skins, so they're made to be waterproof. So yeah, just anything to keep the heat in your appendages.
Yeah, especially if it's like getting that sort of dewy type just
so
before it rains.
Yeah, I know on my gold it tipped it down, and on the practice I didn't have any gloves, and I regretted it. So they're so light, they're probably about 20 grams a glove.
Yeah.
So 40 grams in total. So even if you just have them in your bag and you don't wear them on your expedition, they're a great thing to have.
So one thing I would say about sealskin especially is they're amazing gloves, apart from when you get your hands damp. The moment your hands are damp, they're an absolute pain to fit in because they're designed to be tight.
Yeah. These ones are sort of your regular gloves.
They're not too bad.
But they're not bad, but they are quite light.
You then have, there are other brands, my one of Rab, most of my gear actually comes from Rab. But my Rab gloves are quite good because they've got texture on the print, so it was a bit weird, especially when I was scrambling up some limestone. It's like everyone was struggling with their hands, and I was pretty much sticking to the limestone just with that grip.
These ones have a few things, so they've got like a bit of grip on the palm. They've sort of got, I don't know, suede sort of texture on the palm just to help you grip, but then they've also got like your phone stuff, which you shouldn't really be using on DofE, but they've got like your phone stuff if you're more leader ways and that sort of stuff. So
it's one of those things. If you buy a nice product, you keep it for a long time. You use it in normal day life. You don't just have to use these things for DofE. No, I think that's pretty good. Well, thank you so much for coming in with it.
Yeah, no worries.
We do appreciate it. So that leads us to a few announcements. First things first, have you got any outdoorsy bikes? So I'm going to throw that in there. I haven't done it for a while, so I thought throw it in, see what happens. Any outdoorsy tips? Clothing related, even better.
Yeah, I'd say at the moment, I know people like Adidas, I've been looking out for sports equipment, but all of these companies now, they're realising that people aren't going out to buy stuff for hiking and that sort of thing. They're sort of coming into that point where they're realising people are going to go out, and they're trying to catch you with deals and offers. So if you can catch an offer for anything like we talked about today, and you think, I'll use that for my bronze, or I'll use that for my silver, and you'll carry on using it. If you can get something that's probably a more premium band, such as mountain equipment or RAB, as you talked about, then possibly try and grab a few deals whilst COVID's happening.
I haven't got any outdoorsy bikes.
Not throw me under the bus.
I would appreciate it. No, it's very good seeing that. I threw you straight under that one, and you've managed to bounce that one back. Yeah. So it basically, that was brilliant. One of the things is, as we do know, is it's coming up to the summer holidays. We want everyone to enjoy their summer holidays. And I've just read James's comment. Sorry about that, James. I've only just read it, man. about he won't be at the end of the stream, can we tell him? Whoops. So, how things are happening, now this is going to be fun, is we're not going to be streaming all the way through the summer holidays. However, keep an eye up on Google Classrooms, all those who can, because there might be some pre-recorded videos from the DofE team with a few hints and tips. It might be Jake's wonderful cooking. It could be Giles showing you a tip on how to do a skill. It might be Kevin with map work, but there might be some pre-recorded little videos coming up and about. Keep an eye out. It will, everything goes out through Google Classrooms, so those links will go live, so they're always there for you. Whereas the live streams are concerned, we will probably be doing any of them until the end of August at least.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on, because that might change. We might do a one-off special, we might not. And the camera just clunked out there, didn't it? Yeah, cool. So that's that for. In terms of getting you guys back, we hope, and we're assessing it daily, but we're not coming back to at least September. That's the only thing I can say at the moment. We're looking at it weekly, but everything, as you can appreciate, keeps changing, and guidelines every minute is pretty much changing. And DofE, although we're governed by DofE, we've got British Canoeing, we've got Youth Society, we've got, in line with what other organisations, and there's loads of things to play with. So the conversation's always happening, but the plan is hopefully we can see you in September. But keep an eye out, there'll be more news about that, and there might even have to be a video of you walking around showing us how we have to be COVID secure within the centre. Yeah. So keep an eye out, guys. From everyone on the DofE team, we hope you're all well, you're all safe. We will hopefully see you soon. Keep an eye on that chat. Also keep an eye on our Instagram page, which is Adventure Dolphin, and hopefully it appears down your end, I think. Is it going to appear? I don't know. Just do. Yeah, so keep an eye on social media, because there might be some stuff popping up on social media as well. Okay, but from all of us, stay well, stay safe, have fun, don't do anything too silly. We'll see you after the summer.
Bye.